Alright, what's up guys? Thank you for tuning into another video. In today's video we'll be working on our brand new garage. Usually I'd give you a tour and show you all the stuff that's happening, but as you can see there's nothing happening. It's just a big open box. So yeah, we can truly make something really cool out of this space. But the first thing that we definitely got to do is paint. So I'm gonna mask everything off right now, and after that we'll slap some paint on it. After that we'll work on all the cool stuff. Let's do it. So that's all the masking done. That took way longer than I expected, to be honest, but looks good enough. I think we covered everything. Probably not, because that's how it works, but guess we'll find out. I also bought this spray gun, which should make life a whole lot easier with all these edges in the wood and stuff like that. What I didn't think about it, that's really, really loud. Like, pretty damn loud. Yeah, so we're just gonna try it, give it a couple sprays. If it works out, we'll do the wall. If it's just too loud, I guess we'll do it tomorrow. Whew. Damn. Alright, so the spray gun works. Every time it's about to get empty, it starts squirting all kinds of nasty stuff. But it is really noisy and it is getting late. I'm not surprised that I'm gonna have to put multiple coats on it. Like, I was aware of that the wood is just gonna suck the paint right up. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. We'll quit it for now and continue tomorrow. Alright, good morning everybody, it's the next day. Let's check out how some of the paint has dried. Not sure whether it'll actually show up on camera, but you can see some of the paint started to run a little bit. But the runs are really thin, so I think if we put another layer on it and it'll be fully coated, that you won't be able to see them. I did run into a couple of issues with the gun, as you can see right here. I'm also thinking that maybe I've put a little bit too much water with it. So what I'm going to try right now is just paint all the sides of the beams, give it a little bit of a chance to dry, all the beams. And when I get back, just do the middle, hoping that the beams have dried enough to get it to run a little bit less. I guess we'll find out. Let's just start more painting. Worst case scenario, we'll have to sand it down just a little bit and put another coat on it. It is what it is. Let's just do it. Right, so it's been a minute, and to be honest with you, this shed, garage, whatever you want to call it, is really starting to kick my ass. I've put 2 quite thick coats of paint on here, but as you can see, the wood is very clearly still coming through. And I was wondering why, so I was texting with my dad, and he asked me what kind of primer I was using. And then I realized that I forgot to put any primer on it whatsoever. So yeah, definitely my fault. It's quite unfortunate, but it is what it is. I bought about 5 liters of primer, so we're just gonna slap that on the walls. Hopefully that works and looks pretty good too, because if it looks good, I'm definitely not gonna put another type of paint over it as well. If it doesn't look good, I guess we still can put some color over that. The gun, while it is fun to play with it, it's not very practical, because even though you can paint the panels really quick, you can do like 1, 2, 3 in like a minute or something. Filling up the reservoir and mixing the paint so it's thin enough to actually spray it takes so much time that it's not even really worth using the gun. So I'm not gonna use it anymore, just gonna do it the old-fashioned way. Yeah, let's get this over with. Alright, as you can see, the white paint's finally done. Took well over 4 layers to get it to coat somewhat, or to cover it, but it's definitely good enough. We're still going to be working here, and stuff's going to get dirty, so we're not striving for perfection. Last part that we are going to do is the final wall, which is going to be black. We already did a little piece. This is just one coat. As you can see, it works really well, so that's really good. So we're just gonna put on 1 coat, and after that we should be good to go. That should be all the paint, so just let's get to it and get it over with. Right, so as you can see, all the painting's finally done. Walls are black and white. Pretty pleased with the result. Also very happy that we can start moving on to do stuff that's a little bit more interesting. First thing that we are going to do is make a workbench. So I've got these beams already cut on the size. What's actually nice about these beams is they were the old beams of the roof of the previous shed. So not only is it cool to have some sort of remnants in the new garage of the old garage, these were also free. Free is always good. Like I said, they're already cut the size, so we're just gonna slap them together, put them in the corner, and start working on some else. Alright, so this is the corner where the workbench is going to live. Pretty pleased about the height. It's a little higher than average. I'm a little bit taller than average, so that makes sense. Also, plenty of room to store all kinds of crap underneath, as you can see. What we're going to do now is use these big bolts to make sure that the legs actually will stay attached. After that, we'll put a big board on it, a vise, etc, etc. So let's get to drilling, put these bolts in, do some other fun stuff. So we got the board attached. Seems pretty sturdy. We're eventually going to attach the workbench to the wall. We're going to leave the workbench a little bit for now. While these boards, you can see right here, are resting, because as you can see, there's a crazy amount of warp in them. So we're going to give that a little bit of time to de-warp, I guess. We're gonna do something that I should have done quite some time ago, and that is put up some lights. So I actually bought these LED lights that I'll show you right now. Lights should make life in here a whole lot easier, seeing how it gets pretty dark already and it's just one window in the entire thing. So I bought these LEDs. Don't remember the exact length. I believe they were 1.5 meters. They were pretty cheap. Cool thing about them is that you can connect them like that. I got 8 of these, so I'm gonna put 4 on that side, 4 on this side. And the best part about these lights for me personally is that you can individually toggle them on and off. So if I don't want to have any light in the back or vice versa, I can just switch them out. If they're too bright, I'll just turn off half of them. So yeah, let's just put these up, see what it looks like. Alright, that's the first side done. The looking pretty good. Let's set the right side, like. All right, so the other side done as well. Gotta say, I'm pretty dang stoked about this, man. It looks like the color of the light, the brightness, doesn't hurt my eyes, but it's very well lit in here. Yeah, very happy about that. I obviously don't have any outlets or switches or anything like that in the shop right now. So I made a very DIY kind of a connection for now. But this is great because now we can work at night. That's exactly what we want to do, so we can keep on pushing forward and get this done a little bit faster. So yeah, very happy with the lights, looking really good. Let's continue. Alright, so after installing the lights, we did a couple of other things. One of them things is installing electrical work, so no more dangling wire from the lights. Lots of power outlets, switch for the light, a power outlet for the garage door as well. And that's actually the thing that I want to start working on right now. Should be relatively easy. Got a couple of parts for it right here. Should be a couple of hours work. Let's get straight to it. Let's enjoy it. Alright, so far we've done a lot. We did paint, electrical work, lighting, workbench, garage door, shelving, you name it, a lot of stuff. There's definitely still some stuff left to do. I'm going to finish up that real quick and we're going to show you the final product. Alright, so it's starting to look pretty good, right? Obviously the garage isn't finished yet, but we're definitely at a point in time where we can start working on bikes and do something here and then, every now and then. So I thought it'd be cool to give you like a quick little tour of the garage. This obviously is the workbench. You've seen me make it, so that's nothing new. Try to keep it pretty minimal tool-wise. Just have all the regular tools that I use most often. all the tools that I don't use as often or barely ever. I have in a cabinet over there, which I'll show you later. Right here we have a drill press, which I'm very happy with. I already had that actually for quite some time, but now I really finally have a place to set it up and use it. So I'm very happy about that. Got charger for the batteries, for the drill and stuff like that. On the shelf right here we have a gas tank. Not 100% sure what bike it is for. I got it from my buddy Michael. I want to say it's for like a GS750L, like the cruiser variation of the GS750. Speaker to pump some tunes. Old Shoei helmet that I got from a swap meet. The insides are completely falling out, so definitely not wearing that anymore, but thought it would look kind of cool on here. Right next to that we have a picture of my grandfather on a Harley Davidson flat hat that was from the Dutch Army back in the day, I believe. Yeah, pretty cool picture to have. Right next to that we have some shelving. Not really sure what I'm going to do with these shelves, to be honest, but it's nice to have a little bit more storage space. Got a couple of workshop manuals and stuff like that, polishing machine. Usually I have a battery charger here, but currently using that, so that's not right here. Let's see. All right, so right here we have my welding / air compressor cart. Just tacked it up really quick. Not even really sure whether I'm going to keep it like this or not, but it is pretty nice to have a card for the air compressor and the welder as well. And just ride it around through the garage. Right here, little heater, kinda does the job. It makes it not super cold in here, so that's kind of good. Yeah, so that's that. All right, so right here we have a little bench. This is directly opposite from where the lift and the bike sit. The idea is, usually I take a lot of time just looking at the bike, getting inspired, or trying to figure out how to fix or make stuff. So it's kind of nice to be able to take a seat, so that's why I made this little thing. Neat thing about this is I can just unhook these chains right here, and as you can see, put it down. The garage is pretty small, so having a little bit extra space right here to park a motorcycle or something like that is pretty neat. So yeah, that's why we did that. Next up, so my girlfriend and I, we are Dutch, so of course we have bicycles. We've got to put them somewhere, so they usually live around here. We don't use them very often, so we're not very good at being Dutch, but we do have these bikes. On the wall, we got a couple of posters and pictures and stuff like that. The idea is to have this entire black wall filled with artwork and other posters and pictures and stuff like that. At first it was like, okay, before I make this video, I gotta make sure I cover the entire wall, but I guess kind of the fun part of buying art is just randomly finding it. So this is a good start, but the idea is to eventually have the entire wall filled with it. So on the other side, right, so on the other side of the garage, we have our two cabinets. This cabinet I mostly use just to keep tools that I don't use very often, like a brake piston spreader or compressor, really. This is a tool like I use like once or twice a year, so there's no point on putting that on the wall with the workbench. Torque wrench, which I should use more often, but stuff like that. So right here, pressure washer, not really interesting, but in case you were wondering, cabinet right next to that's even more boring. It's just all the household appliances and soap and dishwasher shit. So you know. Right, so on top of the cabinets I have my roof rack, which is for my BMW E39. It's an old 5 Series, but I really enjoy having that car, and it's really good to haul bikes around and stuff like that. Don't really know where to put them, don't want to have them constantly on my car because the wind noise is kind of annoying, but it is nice to have them. So that's why they're are right here. Alright, so next up would be of course the most interesting part about this garage, and that is the lift and of course the motorcycle. Alright, so the bike is a Honda CB400 Twin. The coming videos are all going to be about this bike and modifying it. So if you're interested in that, definitely don't forget to subscribe. The bike is sitting on top of a lift that I bought on Facebook Marketplace for like 150 bucks. And what I like about this lift is there's a whole lot of storage space underneath. So if you're taking the bike apart, you can just shove the parts in there, which is really nice. Currently have a whole lot of new parts for this bike here as well right now. It is pretty high, which makes it very comfortable to work on the bike. Downside is you have to push it on there with this ramp right here. With bikes like this, it's fine, you can push them on top of here on your own. I also have like an old Kawasaki police bike, KZ1000P. That thing is like 650 pounds or something, so that's pretty heavy. I don't think I'll be able to push it on here, but I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Alright, so I guess that would kind of conclude the garage tour. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, definitely don't forget to like the video. Like I said, if you're interested in this bike and the stuff that we're going to do to it, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll hope to see you in the next video. See you.